So, today I am playing Serena. It's supposed to be a scary game, I would assume, because it had the tag of horror. What I found out is it starts instantly, you see, so I had to kind of start this right now.
Sometimes, when I make a
Story
great
began.
effort, I can remember her scent, the sweetness of her breath. Serena. Serena,
Amazing.
why can't I see you more clearly? Why can't I even remember? This was taken on that crisp winter night at our mutual friend's hunting lodge. We came back indoors, laughing, giddy as teenagers. It was truly like an enchanted
see that
time,
dinner,
like
that
we were in a
dialogue
magic
right
circle where
Our
no
mutual
sorrow or
friends.
pain
It's
could touch
weird.
us. My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important. The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. It was a different world back then. My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important. Serena enjoyed spice in our life. I preferred it more bland. We were so different on some points.
You always put too much salt in, dear. Think about your pressure.
The furniture came with the cabin. Considering how off the beaten path this place is, that helped make up our mind. Sometimes she would brush her leg against mine under the table when we were reading. A curious, sensual thrill.
Oh. Sensual, huh?
The table is worn but sturdy, just like our relationship was. Or is. I just don't know anymore.
What the hell is this? Why are there... What the hell is wrong with you, man? Why do
So
you have
many
something like that?
afternoons spent in this armchair. So much wisdom and happiness in this bookcase. My life. The smell of old books is intoxicating. What happens to wood pulp as it ages gives it that distinctive vanilla smell.
Vanilla, huh?
Sharing meals with a good red wine was one of the great pleasures in our relationship, especially in the intimacy of this cabin. Our dining table, quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This one wobbles. I always meant to do something about that, but somehow never got around to it. Our refuge from the world, a place of warmth and passion. There's a strand
very
of
creepy,
blonde
this is
hair
kinda
in the
sad.
comb.
It seems.
Yes, blonde hair like sun rays. I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Hers. I used it too, when shaving. Comme une évidence, Serena's favorite perfume. These keys are for the cabin and the car. If the keys are here, does she have her spare? I should probably stay here in case she doesn't. Did she even have her own spare? We also have a key for the outhouse, but can't be bothered to keep it anywhere other than under that rock next to the thing. No one comes here anyway. We did have a night prowler once who left a mark inside the outhouse, but we rarely lock it anyway. I never noticed it before, but there's some rust on the ring. Should get a new one. We also have a key for the outhouse, but can't be bothered to keep it anywhere other than under that rock next to the thing. No one comes here anyway. They prevent my blood pressure from skyrocketing. Doctor's orders. And Serena's. I'm generally not fond of taking medication. I find it hard to believe ingesting a few chemicals will do me much good in the long run.
Don't forget your pill, hun. I know you'd rather not, but you know it's for the best.
I'm glad that you can at least.
The clock is a trophy from our flea market adventures. Chalk this particular purchase up to every cabin needs one. The ticking begins to feel homey after a while. The first night was a nightmare, though. Time never mattered much to us while we were hiding from the rest of the world here, as long as we were together and happy. Come, love, with peace in your heart, said Niamh of the ice-blue eyes. Blue eyes. It's based on an Irish folktale. Warrior poet Oisin goes to Tirnanog, a Celtic otherworld known as the Land of Youth and Promise. Niamh is of the Fey folk, the fair ones, fairies. Something draws me to this trunk. Is it the memories locked within? Or something else? We use this trunk to store trinkets and papers, but I can't help thinking there's something of importance inside. It's too painful. I want to, but not yet. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around those in our early years. She made this with her own hands. She was really good. Quite a large armoire for our admittedly Spartan needs. She uses most of it. We all have our skeletons in the closet, but not Serena. She was perfect. I'm not sure why, but I don't feel like opening it. The sole thought of it drains what little energy I have left in me. She adored all things of nature. I remember her long walks out in the woods. Curiously, we never brought many plants inside the cabin. We were surrounded by so many outside, I guess we were saturated by them. At least I was. Maybe I should have let her bring some plants inside. She liked them a lot. A plant is a plant. Beautiful to some, boring to others. They say these things are alive. If they are, it must be a horrible existence, confined in their own silent, dark world. She is fairly religious. Not me. I'm the cold and cynical bastard. But I don't remember that ever being an issue between us. She always thought our relationship was a blessing. God, how I miss her. Yeah. No longer the cynical asshole, I guess. No, I don't want to leave right now. There's still something for me in here.
Still something for you, huh?
I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece. The dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. You could tell from its appearance that it had been the centerpiece of many happy occasions. and there were many more to come. Our dining table, quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Come sit with me. I want to talk. And cuddle.
What did we talk about? Damn this fallible memory of mine. The most comfortable spot in the cabin, well, along with the bed, of course. I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece. The dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. You could tell from its appearance that it had been the centerpiece of many happy occasions, and there were many more to come. The guy who snapped this, our host that night, my love,
Oh my god.
we don't have a lot of
What the hell is
photos of
that?
ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important.
Would you pass me the pepper? You know, you should use it too. It's good for the pressure.
I can't help these random
Hideous.
associations. It's always been that way. I look at a pepper shaker and think of a Beatles song. It's just a pepper shaker, really. We got this set from that clearance sale, however long ago that was, yet we never needed to refill it. I didn't notice this before. It reads, "Contents imported from Ceylon." How old is this stuff? It's just a pepper shaker. She always worried about my diet. I used to think she did it to annoy me, but now... Yep, guilty as charged. I love salt. It emphasizes the taste a lot, and those crispy snacks. Our dining table. I could tell plenty of stories. The dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. You could tell from its appearance that it had been the centerpiece of many happy occasions.
Yeah, I don't give
And
a
there
shit
were
about
many
your
more
dining
to
table,
come.
buddy.
I loved it when we took down one of my favorites and curled up on the bed to read together as the wind howled outside on cold winter nights. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here. I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I? No, of course not. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too.
Of course. Of course the Necronomicon. Who could forget about the Necronomicon?
I should probably eat. Can't remember the last time I ate. Yet I don't feel hungry. We had such a wonderful time dining in this cabin. Serena loved to experiment with her cooking. I have more pressing things on my mind right now than culinary exploits.
Look what I made, hun, in case we ever need to sweep something under the carpet. See the pattern of yellow squares? It's from this rug I remembered from my nursery. I must have been like 3 or 4, but it always stuck with me.
And no trap door under there, just more creaky floor. I always resisted the temptation to sweep things under there when it was my turn to tidy up.
The rug's all crooked again. Can you help me straighten it out?
And no trap door under there, just more creaky floor. I always resisted the temptation to sweep things under there when it was... Sometimes we joked we needed to be so far out in the woods because that's how our sex life was. Far out. The furniture came with the cabin, but the bedclothes we brought with us.
Oh yeah,
A place like this needs some luxury. But without her, there are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in my head. I feel too restless to sleep right now. The clock has always been rather autonomous. No matter how many times we've wound it up, it keeps going out of sync. Actually, I think it might have gone out of sync again. No trusting this clock. I wonder what time it is. As if it mattered. The clock has always been rather autonomous. No matter. It's a beautiful day, though there's an unnatural calm surrounding the area. I've always loved the hazy afternoon shades of this place. It's deep into summer, so there's a few hours left until it gets dark. The sunlight is so bright here. In other circumstances, this would have been the perfect afternoon for us. There's a crack in this window from a tantrum she threw some time ago. It wasn't the only thing she threw. Not exactly perfect soundproofing. The sunlight can be confusing, oppressive, as if pregnant with some ill omen. Whereas the sunlight is so bright here. In other circumstances, this would have been the perfect afternoon. What's wrong with my memory? Did I have a stroke? She also had
Holy
a brush,
shit, probably
and I
did.
can't see it anywhere. Nor some of her other personal items. It's just a regular comb bought from a supermarket, new enough to still... There's only an outhouse, and for some reason, whoever erected the rickety thing didn't think to include wall-to-wall mirrors. So, this came in handy. Should I dust for fingerprints? I might if I were in a detective story. After all these years, it permanently smells of her
ironically
and
enough,
her
you are,
perfume.
in fact,
The last thing I need
detective
now is to
story.
see myself in the mirror. I must look awful. There's dust on this, too. It's everywhere. After all these years, it permanently smells of her and her perfume. We did have a night prowler once who left a mark inside. I've always told Serena that she doesn't need to wear perfume. Her presence is magical enough already. It smells so elegant. There's violet leaf and silk
Aren't
tree
you a
blossom,
bundle
I
of
think.
adorable disgustingness?
This perfume is perfect for Serena. Why didn't I ever notice? We were happy for a long time. At least, I think we were. But as
How the
time
hell do you know
passed,
what's in a
we
perfume?
fought about every little thing, even this. I keep looking at her things, remembering all the good and bad. Depends on how you look at it. Either a wonderful sensory stimulant and aphrodisiac, or a subtle weapon in the mating rituals of Homo sapiens. We were happy for a long time. At least, I think we were. But as time passed, we fought about every little thing, even this. Beta blockers. I have high blood pressure. I'm only supposed to take these before meals. Not a big fan of them. They do tend to alleviate my headaches, though. Beta blockers. I have high blood pressure. The last thing I need now is to see myself in the mirror. There's dust on this, too. It's everywhere.
Dearest, how do I say any of this? I like your way with words, but if I don't write this, I don't know what I'll do. My life feels so unreal now, dreamlike, but wonderfully so. Let me try, even if clumsily. The hours I spent with you when we last met are precious to me. I was so lost such a short time ago. Everything seemed drained of color and feeling.
Oh, what? Why is everything all silent now?
And then you toppled us on the snow, you devil. We laughed and rolled around, my head already spinning from the wine and crisp, pure night air and the stillness all around. We lay back, and I gasped when I realized what I was seeing. The luminous starscape, like a vast velvet cloth sprinkled with powdered sugar, like it can only be seen in the countryside. I had tears in my eyes when I turned to you and we kissed, and it felt like the only moment in all of time, or outside time, and ours was the only spark that could ignite the universe. You gave me these moments. You complete me in ways I never knew to dream of. Let me be the one who makes sense of the confusion whenever you feel lost again. We can make our own world against the rest of the world if need be. Together we can silence all the demons, heal all the wounds. I love you. In eternity yours, Serena. Let me be the one who makes sense of the confusion whenever you're feeling lost.
As always, I automatically went to the window side, and she took the one by the armoire. Some of her scent still lingers. What's the matter with me? I can't seem to remember even ordinary things. When was the last time we made love? Maybe if I go to sleep, I will wake up, and there she'll be, arms wrapped around me, the warm and passionate touch of her lips. But I can't sleep. It feels as if I've been awake for ages. I know it's my general state of mind, but I feel even more depressed near this armoire. Guess I can't shake off the memory of my sweet Serena trying on her various garments.
Be honest. Does this dress show too much cleavage? I want only one pair of eyes on me.
How I miss her naked back when she was standing by this armoire. The perfect curve of her neck, her firm bottom.
Whoa.
Maybe later. There's nothing of interest inside the closet anyway.
My. This is getting pretty spicy. Yeah.
That's funny. I don't recall seeing this plant before. Not that it matters. She probably found this rare specimen during her walks and wanted to keep it. Does it mean anything that it's next to her Bible? Anyway, it's just some boring plant. We have much more interesting things than this plant inside the cabin. Like my books.
Fuck.
Why? I might just as well stay here. I should really stay. I prefer the darkness inside right now. There's nothing for me out there. This door has been creaking for years. One of the many things I promised I would fix. I have this gut feeling that I shouldn't leave just yet.
What the hell is up with this?
When did we let this window get so gunked up?
And
There didn't seem to be much reason to keep it
creepy
clean.
paintings, man.
Just overgrown bushes outside, brambles and thistles. I should clean the cabin. As a surprise, perhaps. No, better wait until she gets back. I can make out nothing through this window. There was a time, long ago, that all this disrepair felt oddly homey. All the windows are drafty, but like everything else, we just got used to it. We liked it, even. I can make out nothing through this window.
Come sit with me. I want to talk. There's something I have to tell you. I have been trying, and believe me, I've been trying so hard.
I almost have it. What was she trying to tell me? I can imagine her cuddling up to me even now, putting her hand under my shirt. Of course, we made love here, too. There was no place in the cabin we didn't before things deteriorated. The most comfortable spot in the cabin, well, along with the bed, of course. I can imagine her cuddling up to me even now, putting her hand under my shirt. I kept saying I'd paint these chairs, add some color to this place. One more thing I never got around to. How I longed to see her sitting in this chair again. It must be any minute now. She must be coming back. These chairs numbed my back. Hers too. But I just got used to it. We could have gotten new ones. For all the charm of furniture like this, something about it reminds me of Ingmar Bergman. Sort of brooding. One of a matching pair, obviously. There was a piece of gum stuck to the underside of this chair back when we bought this place. We just left it there. For all the charm of furniture like this, something about it reminds me, without any activity, the corner feels cold and lifeless. I'd give anything to see her standing here again, making coffee or sandwiches. I made my own too, of course, but it just made me happy to see. When she was happy, she'd hum her favorite songs as she puttered around. I can't remember the last time. The stove looks like something from World War I. Considering how basic and ancient the kitchen is, it's a wonder what we managed to do with it from time to time.
Yes,
well,
it does.
She, mostly.
Feeling peckish, dear?
The stove looks like something from World War I. I didn't cook much for her, always so worried about my stuff. Damn, I can't even remember what her favorite meal was.
Look, I said I would do it. Will you just sit down over there? I'll make you something we can both enjoy eating.
Wow, what a noob.
I think it dates from the colonial era, probably brought over by the Pilgrims. It belongs in a museum.
Harsh.
An archaeologist could excavate the layers of food forever welded onto this and learn about the days when other beings ruled the earth. I think it dates from the colonial era, probably brought over by the Pilgrims. All those moments we sat at this table, laughing, smiling, or simply looking in each other's eyes. Will we have them again someday? This table has seen many happy times. The meals we shared, or when we just used to stay up late with a bottle of wine and talk. Oh, how we talked. I sure hope she comes back
This
soon.
guy said wine like 65
We can sit down and
times. I
discuss
get
our
it, you drink
problems,
red wine 'cause
like
you're
we
so
always
fancy.
did. We could always work things out. Our dining table, quite modest. I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece.
Could you take this out and beat it, love? It's getting a bit dusty.
It's one of the few decorative things here. We weren't much of homemakers, either of us. I remember us washing it properly in the lake many summers ago. Once.
The rug's all crooked again. Can you help me straighten it out?
Years passed, no tears fell, no death knell reached the golden shores they trod. Another love story without a happy ending. Time works differently in the other world. She's gone, and even then I just keep reading. But it's always been my way of looking for answers, processing information. I can think of worse ways. Weird mix of doggerel and artistry. The elemental imagery is evocative, but the language and structure are a bit quaint. Still, some lines jump out at you. I've always been drawn to things that are kind of both good and bad at the same time. Maybe because that's so like life. My grandma introduced me to these old legends when I was just a kid, in between stories of what she could still remember of her childhood in the old country. Weird mix of doggerel and artistry. The elemental imagery is evocative, but the language and structure are a bit quaint. Still, some lines jump out at you. Is there anything worse than beautiful memories turning to dust? I feel like I don't even have the strength to lift the lid. What once gave me so much joy
Open the
now
chest.
fills me with unbearable sorrow. Big enough for a lifetime of mementos. We hated guns, so we never had any, even out here. But this would have been a good place to keep one, since it can be locked. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around those in our... Big enough for a lifetime of mementos. I don't sleep well without Serena next to me. Both a blessing and a curse, I suppose. There are no monsters under the bed. I feel too restless to sleep right now. A plant is a plant. Beautiful to some, boring to others. Is it possible there were times I was dismissive of her beliefs without even realizing it? I don't think so, but memory can be so deceptive. It's just a book. What good will reading a fairy tale do me? God has never been there for me when I needed comfort. Why would he want to go out of his mysterious ways to help me now?